Aloha and welcome to Showcase Hawaii, Hawaii's only home shopping show. I'm Wayne Nunez.
And I'm Lori Nunez.
And we have a new show for you. If I look a little tired, it's because somebody made me stay up late watching Korean dramas. And
K-dramas.
I have to say, they are good.
You know,
I mean, these are not your typical shows like you used to think of a Korean drama where they're kind of like a Hallmark version of a Korean drama. These are set like now, and they're cutting edge, and the cinematography's good, and the storytelling is good, and I'm just like on the edge of my seat. So if you haven't had a chance, you got to see it.
I know, and it's meant to be watched maybe once a week.
Oh no.
But we just marathon it.
Yes. So she made me.
So.
And I was willing. Anyway, we have a new show for you. And this show has no drama like what we've seen. So this is a great piece. We've never offered this before, and it's very dramatic. And you have a great story that goes along with this piece.
Well, we had a customer who called, and she said she had bought one of our Plumeria pendant necklaces,
which we're going to feature later, so,
right?
Because the story goes all together,
right? And we're always talking about people building their collections. So of course, so many customers have said that the Plumeria flower is their favorite flower. So she wanted a matching ring, and in the past we have had different Plumeria rings, but they're usually more manini, smaller plumerias. And so it was interesting because the pendant is a bigger flower.
Right.
And so you and I were both talking about, what would that look like to have that bigger flower on your finger, on your hand?
Right. So this is our Nui 22 millimeter Plumeria Solitaire CZ ring. It was a result of you talking to her.
Yeah.
Right?
And when we got this,
it was pretty dramatic.
I love it. And we have so many customers saying that they like wearing rings on different fingers, all their fingers, and so I tried this on each finger and I really like it.
Well, like you said, the ones that we featured in the past are more manini style. They're smaller and kind of dainty.
Yes.
This is a statement piece. This will get attention, and it really highlights the simplicity and the symmetrical shape of the leaves. It's almost like a perfect Plumeria flower. Then you have that Solitaire CZ in the center, and you have your choice. You could get gold-plated, silver, or rose gold, and all of them look great.
Right. Well,
and you should add it to your collection.
Well, I was going to say, it's interesting you should say how it looks like the actual flower. And I'm always looking, we're so fortunate here in the neighborhood, wherever you go out, we see the Plumeria everywhere. And there's so many different variations. That's why I love how we have it in the gold-plated, rose gold-plated, and silver. Because again, in nature, there's so many different Plumeria flower variations, but I love this design with the polished edge, and then you've got the brushed interior petals, and it looks very expensive on, and it really is a nice accent, I think. And I've had both men and women say, I don't know my millimeters, so let's talk about that 22 millimeter. 22 millimeter.
Right. So it's almost an inch. It's 7/8 of an inch.
Perfect timing with the ruler.
It's almost an inch. You could see it's quite large.
But look how nice it looks.
Well, too, you want to make sure that you realize the size, because it's not a tiny size, but it's not so big that it looks gaudy or anything.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking, because you might think, I don't know if I can wear a bigger flower.
And that's a perfect, you can see on the screen next to the quarter. It's a perfect example.
Right. And then I like that the band doesn't compete. It almost disappears.
Right.
Because it's a thinner band. So it's not where you've got this big chunky ring. you know, and you see that. You see it just looks like you have a flower.
So you could see when you're looking at the screen, the petals are polished on the edges. So is the band. The band is polished.
Yes.
And then it has this brushed sand finish in the center or in the petals, which gives it a nice contrast. Then you have that center cubic zirconia stone that is not too big and it's not too small, and it doesn't take away from the Plumeria petals either. So it's a really great combination of different things coming together to form that Plumeria flower. As I said, if you keep watching, we're going to be featuring the earrings and the pendant that go along with this.
Right.
So if you're interested, or maybe you got one of the others before, you should add this to your collection because it will go perfectly. It will also go with all the other Plumeria designs that we featured because it's that simple Plumeria design that really brings them all together.
Right.
So they'll match perfectly.
Right. And it's interesting, you know, we have friends and family living in, you know, other parts of the country, you know, experiencing some snow or, you know, stormier weather than what, you know, we're so fortunate. It always makes us feel so fortunate that we have this wonderful year-round weather. But we get calls from customers as well living on the East Coast or, you know, the West Coast, and they'll say, oh, I miss Hawaii, and, you know, I just like wearing flower jewelry and a Hawaiian piece that reminds me, because we don't have flowers right now.
Right.
And, you know, we can't see it blooming, but to be able to wear it and see it. It was funny, this couple that called, so they were visiting Hawaii, and they come every year and they visit for a full month.
Snowbird.
Right. And so exactly, so he ordered something for his wife, and he was saying, you know, don't send it out for a while because we're going to be here for 3 weeks, but send it out later. And so anyway, he called to say they had received it, she loved it, and he was saying, oh gosh, it's never long enough. I'll be back there next year, but it's just never long enough. And so that's exactly, you know, what I think makes me feel good about being able to bring that aloha, spread that aloha, kind of continue to carry that feeling that they have. You know how it is when you come back from vacation,
right?
You know, you're just kind of still feeling that experience of where you were, which brings them back every year again.
Definitely. And I got a call the other day too from, his name is Yama. He lives in California, and he was watching on Spectrum, the Spectrum app, and he said, you know, we used to go to the Big Island every year, but certain circumstances prevent us from going. And it's just nice. I was able to bring up your show, and I was able to watch the show, and it's nice to be able to get my wife a gift. And I said, well, you got to remember too, we offer free shipping. And so if you're watching on the mainland, we do offer free shipping. And he said, oh, that's great. And I said, and I'm going to put it in a gift box so you don't have to worry about that. He said, oh, that's great, because, you know, I don't want to have to go out and get something. So we have a lot of new viewers on the mainland that are just tuning into the show or just realizing that they could watch this show in the comfort of their home, and it's 20 degrees below zero where they are. So it kind of warms them up a little.
And we've experienced those winters as well. And, you know, a lot of times when it is that cold, it's very kind of gray, monotone when you look out at the landscape.
Yeah, you need something to brighten your day.
So to have the beauty of the tropical colors, again, we're so fortunate. A lot of times I just feel a little overwhelmed emotionally in a good way when I see the vibrancy of the tropical colors. Or you even, flowers.
And then the plumerias, you could smell them when you're walking down the street.
It's so fragrant.
We have so many in our neighborhood, and it's funny because when I first smelled Plumeria perfume, I thought, oh, this probably isn't even what
it really smells like.
So then when I picked up a Plumeria flower and I was able to smell it, it's that same fragrance, and it's pretty amazing how close they got.
Well, I always remember growing up that we would pick the flowers and make leis. And then, you start off with the single lei, then you learn how to make the double lei, which is so impressive and
That's
pretty
time
amazing.
consuming.
Oh, yeah. And that's why it's so heartfelt, because when you give it to someone and you made it yourself, so...
That's a good idea. You could actually give this as a gift to a lei maker. And I think that'd be very
Right.
On point, and very special for them, because they work with the flowers all
Well,
the time.
and it makes me think of, all the graduations, birthdays, special occasions coming up. But you have a lot of locals as well as visitors who love wearing a plumeria flower behind their ear.
Right.
So now when you don't have that fresh flower anymore,
Hey, wear it on your finger.
right.
Yeah, and it's a constant reminder of the beauty here in Hawaii. Now, let's say you're gradually going to work up to something like the ring, but you want something to try out in that plumeria genre.
Right.
How about our 10 millimeter plumeria solitaire CZ earrings? You're seeing on the screen the 10 millimeter is about 3/8 of an inch, and it's again with that little solitaire stone in the middle of the petals. We have 3 different styles, just like the ring. You could choose from the silver, the gold plated, or the rose gold plated. And I have to point out, with all our plated jewelry, it's plated over 0.925 sterling silver.
Yeah,
all
so
these
it's still a
plumerias.
precious metal, and then it's electronically plated.
Yes.
So it's meant to last. And I love the look of this. This is very classic to me. I feel like everyone needs to have plumeria earrings. It just is classic. And then you can see that it dangles independently so that there will be some movement. I love having movement in your earrings, when you talk or you walk or you move.
It captures the light, but
Yes.
the Cubic Zirconia captures the light really well.
Yes.
I also want to point out, some people don't want dangle, so we offer a post version. So
I
if
love
you want to
posts
post,
as well.
yeah,
Right, they're both good.
they are excellent. And then you still have that polished mirror edge on the petal, and that sand finished petal also. So this would look great if you're wearing all 3 pieces. We're going to feature the necklace or the pendant coming up next, so you can see the difference, and they're all different sizes because you want it to have that variation to the size.
And
too.
again, this is available in the gold plating, also the rose gold, as well as the silver. So you really have your options here. And it really is fun for me, because I always have customers who are saying, I usually wear silver, but okay, I'm going to try the gold. Or I usually wear gold, so I'm going to try the rose gold. And look how pretty that is. I mean,
very vibrant.
it's nice to try something new and different. And then once they try the new and different, like for example, we have a lot of customers saying, I've never tried rose gold, now I love it. So then they just build on that collection.
Well, it's funny, when we started this show, believe it or not, 16 years ago, we were only featuring mainly silver.
Right.
And then people called in and they were asking for gold. Well, gold back then was quite expensive. I think it was 18, maybe 1,500, and then an ounce. And now, believe it or not,
Close to 3,000.
it's close to
I
3,000,
know.
exactly. But people are still asking for gold. So we said, okay, happy medium. We're going to offer gold plated. So we offered gold plated and we offered silver. And then people were asking for rose gold. So if you've been watching these past 16 years, you notice the evolution from the silver to the gold plated to the rose gold. And we do, if you're wondering, offer solid gold too, 14 karat gold items too. So we do offer that, because people ask a lot about solid gold. And in the past year, it's gone up $1,000
I know, it's
an
pretty
ounce.
crazy.
So if you do it, at least you're making an investment.
Right. The other thing I love about Plumeria as a design is that it really can work for anyone, any age. And so
it's very playful but sophisticated.
And so you can also wear it, casually or dressed up. And so I think it makes a anytime throughout the year kind of gift. And if you're trying to figure out, what would someone, who's a teenager, or what would someone in their 20s or 50s or, whatever age, then it just makes it easy. And we're all about making gift giving easy.
Right. And most of you that have been shopping with us have some type of Plumeria piece that you've either purchased for yourself or someone else. And as we were saying with the ring, this will match perfectly with that because the styles are all interchangeable and they really go well together. Now you need something to go with those earrings that you're wearing.
Yes, I was just gonna say, so this is a perfect size. It's this beautiful 15 millimeter Plumeria. It has that same accent of the Cubic Zirconia in the middle. And of course, you've come to know that we always love to make the chain adjustable whenever we can. Now, this is an adjustable chain, so it does have that silicone ball where you just pull. There's a little bar you can pull the chain through, and you can make it longer or you can make it shorter.
Well, a lot of people love wearing a single pendant.
Yes.
And if you're going to wear a single pendant, why not do it with not only a Plumeria, but with a CZ right in the middle? So it combines the best of both, And as I said, this is part of the Plumeria collection. So it will match the bracelets that we've sold in the past, the earrings, rings. We have, if you don't know, or if you're new to Showcase Hawaii, if you log on to www.showcasehawaii.tv, you can see all the great things that we have, and you can mix and match, so they do match.
Well, the nice thing about an adjustable chain is if you're giving it to someone who's more petite, let's say, or a teenager or a child, then they can adjust it and make the chain shorter. But on an adult, it just depends where your neckline is, what kind of neckline you're wearing. If you want to wear it shorter, you could wear it higher up, more like a choker, even if you want. So I like having all those options, which give it a whole different look.
Now, I have to say hi to Sophie R, because she called and she said she loves watching us and she really enjoys it. So she watches us in the morning on the way to the bathroom, and then she watches us in the afternoon. So she's always watching us and she enjoys that. So we make her day, she said.
Well, it's funny because Sharon from KL also called and she said, I love you and your husband. She said both of us. And she said, I guess she remembers one time I said, okay, who out there wakes up to watch the show? Raise your hand. So she said, I raised my hand, and she said,
we saw you.
I get up early to watch, and I try to catch every show. So thank you so much. We really appreciate all of you, taking time out of your day.
And a lot of people do call and just say hi, or that they've watched, and we'll throw a question out there, and some people will answer the question, and it's fun for us because we know somebody's watching us, and we know you're enjoying it.
I know, maybe we should do puzzles or quizzes or things like that.
Quizzes, yes, we should quiz.
Well, along the lines of what you're talking about, the K-drama and staying up and being entertained, it was really nice because Eric called and he said, I'm inspired by you, I love watching you.
You or me?
Gosh, I didn't ask him in particular.
Oh, that was plural.
I think
both
it's probably
okay.
both of us.
All right.
And it's just, he enjoys it being a start to his day, or just something positive, I guess.
But Eric, that's a lot of pressure, because not only do we have to come up with something new all the time, which there's only so much I could hold up here. It has to be fresh and funny and exciting, or at least exciting.
Well, I'd like to think that we're putting some positive energy out there.
I hope so.
And as much joy as we bring to all of you, just know you are also bringing us a lot of joy. And when you call us and you share stories or you tell us something that's going on with you. It's very fun.
Well, we have a lot of people that want us to share their story on air, and we have to make sure it's PG when we're doing it, but it's always great to hear from you. Log on to www.showcasehawaii.tv.
Looking for Hawaii-inspired items at affordable prices? Watch Showcase Hawaii at 6:30 a.m., 3 p.m., and 12:30 a.m. every day on Spectrum Channel 1016.
Now this is a new piece. It's our Miley Leaf Lei Cubic Zirconia necklace. It's very pretty. It has an integrated chain, so it has that kind of a horizontal format, but it also feels like a lei.
I like the
way
softness.
the leaves are laying.
I like the softness of it. Handling it, I wasn't sure if it was going to be where the shape is already defined, where it's already a U shape.
Oh, yeah, it's set.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't.
But it actually moves,
Yes.
and it's very, very pretty. I'm really impressed with this piece.
So each set of those cubic zirconia leaves on that Miley Lei are linked individually. You can see up close. But the cubic zirconia they make cubic zirconias now
It's so impressive.
It's super impressive. They're man-made, but they look almost like a real diamond.
Right.
And that's what I really love about
Right.
it. Now, when you're watching, you could see all that bling and that shine to it. And that's what's really going to catch people's attention.
Yes.
This is an 18-inch adjustable chain. Lots of cubic zirconia stones in this, but it's very, very dramatic when you're wearing it, but it doesn't feel too fancy.
Right. It's interesting. I was trying to find the words to describe the feeling because it looks very expensive, yes, and it's very delicate, but I don't mean that in a way that it's not a strong piece.
Right.
It's like it's a nice size, and I could just imagine a lot of different people wearing it and enjoying it.
I think what people would like to do with this particular one, because it has such a nice line to it, you could probably layer it with a couple different necklaces.
Oh, right.
And it would bring a lot of attention to whoever's wearing it because it would complement whatever you're wearing.
And that's very in now.
Yeah, maybe it's a pendant. Maybe it's our Plumeria pendant. That would look nicely with this.
Oh, right. Leaves and
But
flowers.
if you kind of are into that layering, this is light enough where you can layer it with the rest of your necklaces, and it's not going to feel like it's too much.
Right. And the fact that it's an adjustable chain gives you even more options.
Right. So if you want to wear it higher, like a choker, or lower, and then layer the other ones above it, you can do that too. Any way you wear it, it's going to look beautiful if you want to wear it as a single piece or with other pieces. Now, let's say you want a pair of earrings to match with that. So these are our Plumeria petal cubic zirconia earrings. You could feel like you're out in nature. You'll have your Miley Leaf Lei necklace and your Plumeria petal cubic zirconia earrings. Now, this is a close-up. You could see each leaf is made out of a different cubic zirconia stone.
Well, I'm impressed. It looks like diamonds.
Yeah, little diamonds.
So that's
and
pretty good.
Really great price. You could see as different light hits it, it kind of changes the color of the
interesting.
stones.
Right.
This is gold plated over 0.925 sterling
So
silver.
it's the same earring we just saw.
It's the same earring,
I
but
like
it's
that.
a super close up, and you
Right.
could see that 0.925 sterling silver on the post. A lot of people get earrings and they might say sterling silver, but for some reason, some companies don't put the post as sterling
and that's
silver.
the most important part.
Exactly.
That's
That is
the part
most
that's going through your pierced ear that you want.
Right. So this is approximately 1/4 of an inch.
Right.
And it's going to look really great on your ear. Again, we are talking about kind of a dainty look with the prior pieces. This would fall under that. You could see the blinging when it spins around. Look at the depth to each one of those petals and that kind of icy look to the stones.
So this is when I like wearing a post, because you have a lot of that focus coming to just that piece right there. And it's staying put because it has so many cuts in the CZ that it's going to capture the light.
Well, I think too, you were talking about how you'd like to wear these when we're traveling because they look so expensive.
Right.
But if you happen to drop one, leave them in the hotel or something like that, or maybe we see a relative and they really like them and you want to give them to them, then you don't feel so bad and you could do that. Okay, now we've offered magnets in the past, and they're usually turtle or pineapple. So we always have to theme it for Hawaii
And change it up.
And this is a fun and funny way to bring a little humor or sense of humor to your bulletin board or to your refrigerator. So a lot of people know if you go to Kauai or you have friends there, we have a lot of customers there.
Yes.
As soon as you step off the plane at the airport, there's chickens and roosters. And so this is a fun, and a lot of people have pet chickens and roosters.
Yes.
So, or hens and roosters or chickens, however you want to. I guess the rooster is the male, the hen is the female. You could call them chickens. But this is our set of 3 Kauai rooster magnets.
It's super funny because if somebody calls, you can hear
in the background. Yes, in the background there's always and then we get a lot of customers in Kauai that say, "Oh, let me move away from the door or the window," or that darn rooster is going off at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. So I don't know how people get used to it, but I guess it's kind of like background noise.
Yes.
So it doesn't bother you after a while, I would think. But these are really cute because they're kind of blinged out, or they are blinged out, actually.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people get creative with finding where to put a magnet.
Right.
Oh, well, look at the back there. Wow.
Yeah,
so it's not
a 3D.
It's not like a flat piece.
No, it's about 3/4 of an inch deep or wide, I guess. Not wide, depth.
Right.
So, but you get 3 colors. So you don't have to worry about just getting one color. You're going to get all 3. Well, we hope you were able to get in on one of these great deals today.
The ordering process is so fast and it's so easy. So log on to showcasehawaii.tv.
Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.